Did you know that sales reps spend 40% of their day on non-selling activities? That's like spending an entire Monday and Tuesday on admin work. I'm gonna show you how to take back some of that time and work smarter, not harder, with Sales Hub. Imagine having an AI assistant that helps you prioritize deals, or maybe one that helps you prep for meetings. What about having a task system that helps you actually get your tasks done and focus on what matters? I'm gonna show you how to get all of that set up in Sales Hub. If you wanna follow along, it's easy. Click the link in the description below. I'm Alex, and this is How to HubSpot. Let's start with something that is seriously game-changing for sales productivity, and that's the sales workspace. Let me show you. If I head over here into HubSpot, I can navigate here on the side to the sales workspace. Now that I'm in, let's click on a deal record. So get to deals right here from the top, and you'll see all of my different deals here. Now, if I click on one of these deals, you'll see something called a deal score. Think of this as your deal's health meter. It has a scale of 0 to 100 that will show you exactly where your deal sits in terms of likelihood to close. The AI is going to do a couple things. It'll analyze your engagement with the deal, how long this deal's been sitting in this stage, any recent activities, and really help give you an idea of how likely it is to close. Now, this is the really cool part. In this same panel, you'll see we have this little bit here called Deal Insights. This is like having a really smart assistant go through and comb through all the communications and activities within that deal and give you some kind of risks and buyer goals that honestly, many of us miss. So under recent activities right here, you'll get a summary of all your key communications. Now, if you hit risks, it'll pull up any potential red flags. Let me show you something really powerful with forecasting. Let's head over out of here to reporting. Let's click forecast, and then let's click the analyze tab. Here's where HubSpot's AI is gonna really save you some time and help you be more accurate. What HubSpot is going to do is analyze your historical data right here in this forecasting section and give you a forecast table that will predict how likely you are to end on that forecast. So what you'll see here is the most likely number. This is where AI thinks you're actually gonna land, and I like to pay attention to this number first. Right here, we have the upper range. Think of that as your best case scenario. All of your deals have closed and things are looking really good. But then down here, we also have the lower range. I like to think of this as almost like a safety net. If I'm submitting my forecast, I like to be able to give lower and upper ranges to ultimately give management a realistic look at where we'll end up. But here's my favorite part. If you scroll down here, you'll see something called forecast accuracy over time. This is just gonna show you over time how accurate your forecasts have been. It'll look at this on a 1-day, 7-day, 14-day, and 21-day basis to show you exactly where you need to get smarter and more accurate when it comes to forecasting. A pro tip I really wanted to share with you is to pay close attention to this forecast versus closed won submission here. If you're consistently under or over, it may be time to recalibrate. This is like having a really smart advisor standing over your shoulder, helping guide you to submit a more accurate forecast. If you're anything like me, you have meetings on meetings, and sometimes you even have meetings about a meeting. And let's face it, prepping for and following up with all of these meetings, it can feel impossible. Well, there's an easier way. With Sales Hub and HubSpot, you can actually prep for all of your meetings instantly using AI and even follow up as well, saving you time and making meetings a bit more manageable. Let's take a look. Navigate to the workspaces here. Let's hit sales. And then from within the sales workspace, we will click on the schedule tab. This is where I can see all of my upcoming calls and meetings for the week. As you can see, I've already done a little bit of calendar cleanup. Let's prepare for one of these calls though. I will go ahead and click on this prepare button and take me to my preparation area. Before it starts, there's a couple things you wanna do before you get ready to have this call. The first thing is review any meeting attendees and associated deals here. Let's make sure we study up on the contact, catch any team notes, and we're coming as prepared as possible. The next thing you can do is if you want to learn more, you could click on the contact's name here, but under this little area right here, you'll actually see suggested activities. What I like to do is click a couple prompts and give myself some time to get up to speed so I bring as much context as possible to the call. If you only have a second, you can click on the Insights button in the top right. That'll actually generate some AI summaries for you that will give you a quick version of what you need to know. My favorite part are all of these different Copilot prompts. It's almost like having an assistant follow me and help me get ready for my next conversation. If I click on one here, let's say our Study Your Customers company with Copilot. If I click this, Breeze Copilot is gonna go through, learn about the account, about the company, and give me the information I need. Another one that I really like is to have it summarize some of our last meetings, so that way I'm always up to speed on where we're at in our conversations. After your call, you will land on the follow-up card. This will give you some AI-generated summaries, as well as some best next steps to help you really master that follow-up and close out the loop with the customer. So, your to-do list is miles long. Let me show you how to make it more manageable. If we head over to HubSpot here, I want to show you where you can create some tasks. So start by heading to the CRM, click on tasks, and then task queue, and this little create button right here in the top right. This is where you can organize your day like a pro. What I like to do is have a few different tasks queues set up for my day. The first is my morning power hour. This is where I'm gonna accomplish any of those critical tasks that I know I need to get done today. The next one right here is my discovery block. This is where I wanna save time and tasks to conduct prospecting research. And finally, I wanna have a deal progress queue. This is where I'm gonna include any of those critical activities that are needed to move a deal forward. Maybe it was follow-up, or maybe it was sending over some resources. I'll collect those here. Here's where it gets really good though. Once I've got all these task queues set up, I can also make HubSpot do some heavy lifting when it comes to actually working those deals. So if I go to Settings, Objects, and then Deals, click on Pipelines and the Automate tab, you'll see all of my different deal stages that I have set up. Now, of course, we can customize these, but what I want to show you is how to make these actually do a little bit of the task creation and work for you. So all of these little plus icons here can allow you to set up some automatic task creation. We can set ones up for maybe following up 3 days after a quote or proposal is sent over, or maybe checking in on a deal that's had no activity. It's really easy to create tasks this way and ultimately never miss a beat. One pro tip that I like to send people to is the sales workspace. So if we head back there, we can actually find some of our guided actions. Right on this main page, you'll see we have some actions under both closing related and prospecting related. What I have are things like newly assigned leads, or maybe follow-ups from a meeting, or any tasks that I set for myself. Think of this as your personal assistant that is just constantly scanning your pipeline, your deals, and even all those tasks that you've created to make sure you never miss anything important and ultimately keep those deals moving. Just imagine what your team could do with 40% more selling time. I'm talking more deals, more customer conversations, and ultimately, stronger relationships. To get started with Sales Hub, click the link in the description below. I'm Alex, this is How to HubSpot, and I'll catch you next time.